ByteDance, the Chinese company that created TikTok, the world's largest short video platform and the world's third largest social media platform. As a 10-year-old company, ByteDance has achieved astonishing growth and become the most valuable startup in the world, even ahead of Elon Musk's SpaceX. Valuation is reported to have exceeded $300 billion earlier this year. Let's see how this legendary Chinese startup makes miracles. This is China Labs. We provide high quality and interesting content about China, companies, business stories, social conventions, Chinese cultures, etc. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any incoming videos. If you're interested in any Chinese companies or brands or cultures, feel free to leave your comments below. Last but not least, we are all about entertainment and education. We do not provide any advice, especially financial advice. The number of combined monthly active users of TikTok and Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok, reached 1.6 billion at the beginning of 2022, making it the third largest social platform in the world, only after Facebook and YouTube. One friendly note, the global population is just about 8 billion. TikTok and Douyin, alongside an array of other products, are under the mothership called ByteDance, a legendary Chinese internet company that was founded by Yiming Zhang in 2012. The young startup has achieved countless milestones. For example, it rises to become the most valuable private company. According to South China Morning Post earlier this year, its valuation has exceeded $300 billion in just a decade. It becomes one of those rarefied Chinese companies that have successfully conquered the global market. In a series of videos, we will explore the stories of ByteDance and TikTok and examine how it gets here. We start by introducing the very origin, the early days of Yiming Zhang before he founded ByteDance. Yiming Zhang was born in April 1983 in Longyan, Fujian, China. Longyan is an interesting city as it is home to two legendary tech founders, Yiming Zhang, founder of ByteDance, and Xin Wang, founder of Meituan, which is the king of food delivery and online to offline service provider in China. Yiming Zhang's father used to work at the scientific committee of the local government, and later came to Dongguan to build an electronics products business. Yiming's mother was a nurse. Yiming's parents would talk about the innovative products and technology with each other. Therefore, family times offered Yiming elements of innovation and business as well as a great deal of latitude. In 2001, Yiming went to Nankai University, one of the most prestigious universities in China. He had 4 criteria in his consideration. First, close to the sea so he can enjoy delicious seafood. Second, far away from home so he can be free from his parents' interference. Third, renowned university with comprehensive majors, making it easier to find a girlfriend. Fourth, a place where he can see snow. Clear and quick, Nankai University is almost the only university that fits all of these criteria in China. Out of passion for computer programming, he switched from microelectronics to software engineering as his major. Interestingly, teachers from the computer science department had already known him because Yiming was a popular star on the university's BBS Tech Forum. Yiming was also good at fixing computers, which was one of tech guys' main tricks to meet girls. Technical expertise brought Yiming fans and so-called clients. One of them became his wife later. Yiming said he met his wife because he was good at fixing computers. But now you'd have to be good at fixing mobile phones instead. Yiming explains why he married his first girlfriend. If there are $20,000 out there who are suitable for me, I just need to find one of them. That is an acceptable strategy close to the optimal. Well, now you know why girls are crazy about programmers. At university, Yiming also met a bunch of close friends who later became his colleagues and business partners. Among them, Ru Boliang was the big one. He was Yiming's roommate and they studied programming using one computer. Years later, he became ByteDance co-founder. Now he is the CEO of ByteDance. Yiming graduated from college in 2005. 2005 was a year of significance. China became the second largest internet market after the United States. Baidu went public on Wall Street. Alibaba closed a $1 billion deal with Yahoo. Tencent welcomed the father of WeChat, and the global internet market was recovering from the crash. Instead of a decent and stable job, Yiming loves challenges. Not exactly something like making money, but pure and simple discussions about tech, value, and products. It was such a conversation about products and value creation that led to Yiming's first job upon graduation, a startup of 3 people. The startup tried to develop enterprise software specialized in IAM collaboration. The product soon turned out to be a failure since China's enterprise software market in 2005, including collaboration, was far from its tipping point. In contrast, there was no shortage of paradigm-shifting opportunities and growth miracles back then in the consumer internet market. The untapped land of the internet awaits the bold. Among the bold disruptors, Mark Zuckerberg founded Facebook a year before Yiming's graduation. Unlike Zuckerberg's sweeping advance, Yiming was off to a rocky start followed by several failed attempts. In February 2006, Yiming joined Kuxun, a travel search website, as the 5th employee and the first engineer. Kuxun is home to a bunch of well-known Chinese internet entrepreneurs and investors, pretty much like a PayPal mafia, whose members have founded companies including Tesla, LinkedIn, Palantir, SpaceX, Affirm, YouTube, etc. Yiming worked hard at Kuxun and was promoted to technical director a year later with 40 people under management. Writing code was not everything for Yiming, as he would discuss user experience with product managers and visit clients with colleagues from the sales team. There was also an interesting story about Yiming having this idea of information distribution by automatic and intelligent feeding at Kuxun. Yiming was working on the search engine for Kuxun and found that people need to proactively search for what they want via online search services like Google and Baidu. This information distribution paradigm would require Yiming to manually monitor the internet if he would like to buy, let's say, a second-hand train ticket home. Yiming decided to adopt a different approach by spending 1 hour writing up a program to automatically search for tickets online for him. He finished the coding and went out, only to receive a text message sent by the machine in just 30 minutes, indicating an available ticket. Such a task-driven automation was the early seed for news and video feeding products of ByteDance. A startup like Kuxun often runs with organizational issues. Yiming left the company for Microsoft in 2008 to sample how big tech works. Apparently, a decent tech job with unchallenging daily tasks would not work for him. Yiming soon left Microsoft and joined a social media startup founded by Xin Wang. The startup was called Fanfo. It was essentially an early Chinese version of Twitter, built by 2 legendary Chinese entrepreneurs who later would dominate the internet space in China. Fanfo grew fast. Unfortunately, the startup failed due to insufficient content moderation. It was worth mentioning that Yiming bought his first apartment when he was working at Microsoft. It was a big deal to buy a house or an apartment in China, which is a de facto prerequisite for a man when he plans to get married. Therefore, one would typically ask around and do a lot of ground research. Yiming was different. He went online, collected the data from all kinds of housing websites, put the data into a database, and performed the data analysis. Then, he identified the ideal housing estate and called an agent to find an apartment right there. The price of the apartment doubled in just 1 year. Years later, he sold this apartment to provide capital for his startup. In 2009, Yiming took over Kuxing's real estate search business and started JoJoFang. The company was able to acquire 1.5 million users at the early stage of mobile adoption and reached the top spot for real estate apps. By taking the helm this time, Yiming transitioned from programming to leadership. JoJoFang was not bad, actually. It was apparently not big enough. Not big enough for Yiming Zhang, considering the rise of the mobile era. Yiming left JoJoFang and decided to found his new company. He chose an international brand name, ByteDance. ByteDance is the combination of byte and dance, tech and art. Success comes with trends beyond individual wills, and empires are built upon foundational elements. Back in 2012, the number of mobile users exceeded that of PC users. Information explosion was overwhelming people, and segmentation of mobile phone usage makes things even worse. Human editors are ineffective. Search engines require users to know actually what they look for to begin with. Subscription services like email newsletters require active management. And the social networks offer relatively random information. A new paradigm of information distribution was called for, especially for news and entertainment. Then let's look at Yiming. He was young and soft-spoken, but had all the right ingredients: programming skills, data mentality, deep understanding of search and information distribution, big tech experience, management experience at startups, mobile know-how, and absolute entrepreneurship. And he has the answer for how to distribute information for the mobile area: recommendation engine. In the same year, Facebook kept dominating and had its IPO. Mark Zuckerberg and probably everyone else would have never guessed that Facebook's online empire would be shaken one day by a startup built then in an apartment. In future videos, we will explore how Yiming and his team built Total and TikTok, the products that sent ByteDance to the moon. Subscribe to our channel, click on the bell, hit the like, share the video with your friends, and stay tuned.